George Lucas is an American philanthropist and filmmaker who created two famous movie franchises, Star Wars and Indiana Jones. He also created many companies and studios, including Lucasfilms, LucasArts, Industrial Light and Magic, and THX. Lucas was nominated for 4 Academy Awards and is considered to be one of the most important figures in the 20th century New Hollywood movement. In today's video, I will be explaining the life and filmography of George Lucas. George Walton Lucas Jr. was born on May 14th, 1944, in Modesto, California. When he was 11 years old, his family attended Disneyland during its opening week due to his interest in comics and science fiction. During high school, he would spend time car racing at fairgrounds or in the garage. On June 12, 1962, Lucas experienced a car accident which caused his lungs to be bruised. This ended his interest in car racing, but he began developing interests elsewhere. Lucas was planning to go to art school, but his father said that he wouldn't pay for it, wanting Lucas to work in his stationery store. In the end, Lucas attended Modesto Junior College, where he studied anthropology, sociology, and literature. During this time, George Lucas began developing an interest in recording films, and later on, he transferred to the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. He became good friends with Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese. In 1967, Lucas graduated with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Film. He was initially drafted to fight in the Vietnam War, but he was exempted from this because medical tests revealed that he had diabetes. In 1969, George Lucas moved back to the San Francisco Bay Area and co-founded the American Zoetrope studio with Francis Ford Coppola. During this time, he married his first wife, Marcia Griffin, and a divorce occurred in 1983. Together, they had 3 children. The first movie that George Lucas directed was THX 1138, but it was not a success. Afterwards, Lucas established his own company, Lucasfilm, and directed a movie called American Graffiti in 1973. Lucas tried to create a film adaptation of Flash Gordon, which was an adventure serial from his childhood about a protagonist going on a space adventure, but he was unable to obtain the rights. Instead, he began writing Star Wars, which was a space adventure story that was influenced by samurai films and classic fantasy stories. Now, the only studio that accepted Lucas's request to produce Star Wars was 20th Century Fox, because the president of the company liked Lucas's earlier film, American Graffiti. In 1977, Star Wars, later retitled Star Wars Episode IV: A New Hope, was released, and it became one of the greatest films of all time. With a budget of $11 million, Star Wars gained a box office of $775 million. The film featured many famous actors, including Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker, Harrison Ford, who played Han Solo, Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia, Peter Cushing, who played Grand Moff Tarkin, and Alec Guinness, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi. A New Hope became a part of the original trilogy, which consists of 2 other films, The Empire Strikes Back, which was released in 1980, and The Return of the Jedi, which was released in 1983. Even though George Lucas didn't direct the 2 other films, he wrote the stories for both of them. The original trilogy is focused on Luke Skywalker, who is the son of an antagonist, Darth Vader. Leia Organa is the adopted daughter of the royal family of Alderaan. Han Solo is a smuggler who ends up becoming a hero in the Rebel Alliance. The main villains of the story are Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, also known as the Emperor, who are both Sith Lords that possess a red lightsaber. During the 1980s, George Lucas also wrote stories for Indiana Jones, which was a film series about a heroic and adventurous archaeologist, Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones was played by Harrison Ford, who was also the same actor who played Han Solo in the Star Wars films. Lucas wrote the stories for Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The most recent movie of the franchise is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which was released in 2023, but that was not written by George Lucas. George Lucas returned to the Star Wars franchise in the 1990s and started writing The Phantom Menace, which became known as Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. In 2002, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones was released, and in 2005, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith was released. These three films became a part of the prequel trilogy, which focuses on Anakin Skywalker, who was a former Jedi, and his fall to the dark side to become Darth Vader. Many famous actors played important roles in the prequel trilogy, including Ewan McGregor, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi, Natalie Portman, who played Padme Amidala, Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin Skywalker, Ian McDiarmid, who played as Chancellor Palpatine, and Samuel L. Jackson, who played as Mace Windu. In 2012, Lucasfilm was sold to Disney, and 3 years later, the Star Wars sequel trilogy's first movie, The Force Awakens, was released. George Lucas did not direct nor write any of the storylines for the sequels. In general, the Star Wars sequel trilogy is seen as an unpopular trilogy due to its lack of cohesive character planning and over-reliance on elements from the original trilogy. In 2013, George Lucas married Melody Hobson, and they had one daughter. Though George Lucas has retired from filmmaking, he's been focused on the development of the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. Besides this, many people still remember him for his contributions to the film industry and the success of his film career. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting on this video to give me feedback. Thank you for watching.